The Kliq owns this business.
Coming down the aisle, Bimbo Jimbo, baby Huey.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop. Give me a hell yeah.
Today, I've got the style and profile like never before. It's showtime! Woo!
Live and in your face, this is In The Kliq, the microphone alchemist Bimbo Jimbo alongside my tag team partner Baby Huey, and we have another special guest today, and you can bask in his broken brilliance every Wednesday night on AEW Dynamite and at Double or Nothing on pay-per-view this Saturday. Matt Hardy, it is wonderful to have you on the show.
Excellent. It is great to be here.
Thank you so much for coming on. Unfortunately, we do have to start on a sad note, but the wrestling world is sort of reacting to the news that Shad Gaspard has gone missing off the coast of LA, and we're all praying for a miracle there. And I don't know how well you know him, but I know you obviously have crossed paths in wrestling. But is there anything about Shad or your time in wrestling with him that you can share with us?
Yeah, I mean, I worked with Shad quite a bit. Great guy, loved his family a whole lot, and it's just a very, very sad incident that happened.
Yeah, it's really, really terrible news. Like we said, we're praying for a miracle there, and just everyone in the wrestling world seems to really just be reflecting on just what a really good person he seemed to be. But moving on from there, Matt, what drew you to AEW over the other opportunities you may have had in wrestling?
I think the biggest factor of me being attracted to AEW is just like the creative freedom that is allowed there. And I feel like the trust that Tony Khan and the AEW management has in their performers. And I feel like it's something that is so needed in this day and age in 2020 when wrestling really needs to come off as being authentic and organic and genuine. I feel like we've almost gotten to the point where so many performers have been out and it's been so scripted and it's almost like words are being put in their mouth or a persona they're being asked to perform that they don't feel comfortable with, and it translates when that happens on television. I think at AEW you see guys who are going out and they are doing things they're comfortable with, or they're a version of themselves turned up to a 10, and they're running with it. And I think Tony Khan and the management of AEW, they are totally on board with like collaborating with guys and listening to their ideas. And I think that is when you get the most success out of performers in professional wrestling.
Love hearing that, Matt. And Jimbo and I and everyone else we talked to, we've been loving your work thus far since you've been working with AEW for the last couple months. But obviously the big thing from the last couple months is this whole pandemic we're all living in. So just curious from your standpoint, what's been like the adjustment so far performing without any crowds there?
I mean, it's just such a strange environment because, I mean, it fundamentally goes against everything professional wrestling is in so many ways, because you realize how paramount an audience is to the magic that is the aura of professional wrestling. You know, the cheers and the boos and the oohs and ahs, and, you know, a guy almost gets beat and then the guy kicks out in the false finish and the crowd reacts and they're so happy to see the match continuing. I mean, that stuff is so instrumental in what we do. And then to kind of take the crowd element out of it, it really changes the game in so many ways. Fortunately, Broken Matt Hardy is a character for me that kind of can still thrive in that environment and still be an over-the-top theater performer in many ways and play to the camera and the viewers at home. You know, so it's interesting. Since I debuted at AEW on the first empty arena, pandemic show. You know, and I've almost gotten used to it. And I feel like it's been genius and brilliant that AEW has had some of the bad guys and the good guys sitting on each side of the ring, so there's some background noise and there's a little bit of a crowd, and there's like a little bit of a motivation for the performers because they have some spectators out there either heckling them or cheering them on or whatever it may be. So it's definitely a different environment, but I can't put over the AEW management and talent enough because they have been so amazing and they've been putting on incredible television during this time.
Yeah, no, Matt, love hearing that from you, and we definitely agree with that. And you just referenced for you as Broken Matt Hardy, you've been able to play in more to the camera, and that's such an awesome feeling for us at home to watch that, like you're talking to us. So do you take extra pride in being able to still provide entertainment for us wrestling fans at a time when we need it most during this pandemic?
I think so. I mean, there's a great sense of pride that comes with that because I know it's a tough time for everyone. I mean, it's a tough time for my family. I know it's frustrating for my wife to be at home, and my kids have been home for a couple of months, but like it's very important to us to keep them safe. And I know people are like jonesing for whatever kind of entertainment or some new creative content, so to be able to deliver that, and AEW has been so super professional and safe and just morally correct with everything they've been doing, and I'm very proud of them for taking that stance in the way they produce the shows and, the testing we've had before we, go into the closed set and whatnot. So everything has been professional on the utmost highest level. So I'm very, very proud to be there. I'm very proud to be able to coming into households that are struggling and having a rough time during this difficult period, and to be able to hopefully put a smile on their face, that fills me with a lot of pride.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate that, and it's great watching you over the course of your whole career. And I think you have a lot of talents, but I think one of your greatest gifts is your mind and just your creative genius. So what sort of still keeps that creative engine going in you in professional wrestling as you just continue to reinvent yourself over just a historic career?
I honestly just think it's the passion and love that I have for wrestling, and just it's just such a genuine passion. I always want to change, and I want to try new things, and I want to step outside the box and be creative. And I feel like that is probably one of my greatest gifts more than anything else. I was never ever the top athlete, but as far as the passion department, it's hard to find someone that has more passion for this industry than me.
Very well said. And you've been a big part in multiple eras in pro wrestling. And I'm interested to sort of get your viewpoint on the state of pro wrestling today as you see it compared to maybe what it was like in the Attitude Era or other time periods in pro wrestling. How do you feel about the state of the business right now?
Professional wrestling is it's in a very healthy state right now, I think. And I think it's in a transitional state. It's also very different because, now with social media, everyone has an outlet, everyone has a platform to kind of give their opinions. And something I've said since the beginning of social media, the best thing about social media is it gives everyone a voice. The worst thing about social media, it gives everyone a voice. I mean, and sometimes you see toxic, negative stuff that comes through there, and you have to listen. You have to hear out everyone. I feel like, but you listen to the correct people, and AEW is a place that really does listen to their fan base. And interesting enough, you guys know Broken Matt Hardy. Broken Matt Hardy is also a character that is polarizing to some people because, purists, people that are diehard purist wrestling fans, just no, we want this to be an athletic sporting event that is has one guy versus another, and they go out and they have a 5-star match or whatever it may be. That is a big base of the AEW wrestling fans, and I love those people, and I love going out and having great wrestling matches with them. But also, too, to attract newer viewers and casual and mainstream viewers, I feel like you need larger-than-life, over-the-top characters. So that is definitely why I created the diversity between, right now, you are speaking to classic Matt Hardy, and then Broken Matt Hardy, which is fueled by Damascus, 1,000-year-old soul essence that's in his vessel. There's a separation between the two. So I think you're going to see there's going to be many different versions of Matt Hardy that is going to pop out of this one specific character as I evolve and continually grow my character as time goes on.
Yeah, just your ability to sort of, again, reinvent yourself is something to behold. You mentioned social media, and it clicked something in my mind that I've always thought, about your career, is that you were really one of the early pioneers of using the internet and social media to enhance your wrestling persona. Like, I remember your old YouTube videos, and a lot, friends of mine at the time were like, "Oh, what is Matt doing? Like, is he well?" and stuff like that. And fast forward, that's what everybody's doing. So what did you see in social media that you knew that was the next frontier for pro wrestling?
I mean, I think my original mindset was just like, well, this is an avenue that I can control, and I can put out my own narrative, and I can start telling my own story, not like having the promoter or the booker's permission to tell the story on their television show. I can do this here. So if I can do this here, it can supplement what I am doing at my regular full-time job. And that was kind of my mindset. And for me, it was like it was kind of learning on the job. It was it was always constantly a work in progress. And as time went on, I got better and I understood what was going on. And now I feel like I'm pretty untouchable when it comes to like social media and creating YouTube content and whatnot like that. I pretty what I'm doing, and I know how to elicit the exact reactions I want out of people.
Love hearing that. So, Matt, just one last thing for you. So just looking ahead, this Saturday, of course, is AEW's Double or Nothing. Saturday, 5 p.m. our time here in the Bay Area, 8 o'clock East Coast, live on the BR Live or Fight TV app. And so just give us a little preview tease of what can we expect at Double or Nothing. Jimbo and I are looking forward to your Stadium Stampede match with you aligning with the Elite, taking on the Inner Circle.
Yes, the Stadium Stampede match, we had the whole Jacksonville Jaguars stadium as our battlefield, So it's going to be 10 guys that are extremely athletic, that have a heated rivalry going, and I would put money on it. This is going to be the most insane, most unpredictable, most entertaining empty arena match in the history of professional wrestling. It's going to be, oh guys, hold on, wait. Damascus Broken Matt Hardy is calling real quick. Yes, this Saturday at the Double or Nothing event, Chris Jericho, the whole of the hour, along with his circle that is internal because of their transgressions against me, the Bucks of Youth, Kenneth Omega, and the man that hangs, Adam Page, they must all be sentenced to deletion. Sorry, guys, I'm back.
Oh, yes.
Incredible
my
stuff
God.
from Matt Hardy. Thank you so much for coming on. There's no better way to end an interview than that. All the best to you, and just you're kicking ass, man. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
That was Broken Matt Hardy on this very special bonus episode of In the Kliq. That was some fun stuff. We got a pretty cool visit there in the end, huh, baby Huey?
Oh my God, that was incredible. Like, I'm still smiling ear to ear. I didn't think we were gonna get Broken Matt Hardy all in the same interview. So that was so much fun. So thank you again to Matt for making the time to talk to us this morning.
Yeah, I know it was a busy schedule. I could talk wrestling to Matt all day because he really has had such an incredibly prolific career. He's done so many different things, been a part of so much history in the wrestling business. But it was very cool to get a chance to chat with him ahead of Double or Nothing, which I'm very excited about. Again, that Stadium Stampede match, baby Huey. Looking very much so forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be really awesome. And I know originally they were going to do the Blood and Guts, the steel cage match a couple months ago. That hasn't happened yet. So I kind of figured this is kind of like a make good as far as the Inner Circle taking on the Elite. So I'm looking forward to this. So you and I definitely going to be glued to our TVs this Saturday to watch Double or Nothing on the Bleacher Report Live app or also the Fight TV app. And we'll have all the info up at 1077thebone.com and also all of our social handles at In The Kliq. So please give us a follow there. And also allelitewrestling.com for more info. But Jimbo, one thing if we had more time, I would love for you to tell him how you dressed up like him for Halloween one year.
I definitely that's more of an in-person conversation, more of a visual thing. But actually the the thing that I want to talk to for me from my personal life is from Facebook. So I loved version 1 Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Very much so. Was a big fan. I mean, so I love the Hardy Boys in general, but Matt was always my favorite of the Hardys, which was, I think for a lot of people gravitated towards Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely gravitated towards Matt. And the version 1 character was a big favorite of mine, and I loved the Matt facts. And so, like, when he came out, as Titantron, it would be, he would have these, facts. Matt Hardy always got more Halloween candy than Jeff, stuff like that. And so on Facebook, I started doing that for every Facebook status, is that I had like Jimbo facts. So I would just, every Facebook status of mine for a good couple of years was any status I posted was fact. And then it was just whatever I wanted to say. And, it's just some people that didn't know wrestling as time went on thought that I was like quoting Dwight from The Office. I wasn't. I was doing Matt Hardy. And then somebody stole my gimmick of stealing Matt's gimmick. So then I stopped doing the Matt facts. But,
oh, no.
Yeah, but I would love to talk to him about that, because it was just, I used to get such a kick out of V1 Matt Hardy. But, of course, the TLC matches, everything that he's done, there's so much that he's accomplished over his career to talk about. And, he's talked about it a lot, but it's just to pick his brain. And I really do mean that. His mind for pro wrestling, his passion, as he discussed, is really his greatest strength. So that was a great pleasure getting to talk to Matt Hardy. And I'm very excited, even more excited now for Double or Nothing, as we got a great visit from Broken Matt Hardy. But that is going to do it for this very special episode of In The Kliq. For Baby Huey, I'm Bimbo Jimbo. And remember, if you're not in the Kliq, see ya. And I wouldn't want to be ya.